This is Eric on, this is a client's horse called Buddy. He's a Tennessee walking horse. He's 3 years old, and this is the second time he's ridden him. And we've been spending a lot of time. Didn't have had very poor ground manners for a while, and he's very like very kind of alpha, you know. And he's top horse wherever he goes, kind of thing. And so kind of pretty pushy, nippy, all that kind of stuff. So we're working a lot with that. You see how he's trying to nibble on his boot a little bit there. But he's going to be a really good horse. He already is a good horse, but I mean he's going to be, you know, a good riding horse. He's built really well. He's got a real nice short back. I just like the way he's built and everything. He's a really nice horse, this guy. And, he's getting it. He's figuring it out. And if you look here, we start the horses generally in rope halters. I have started a horse or two in a hackamore as well, like a traditional hackamore, the Bozal with the horsehair Makati reins. But this is the setup here is a rope halter with those are yacht lines. It's a hackamore. It's in the hackamore family as far as I'm concerned. And we train like it is, you know. And you see how what he does is he gives a lot of first cues. Like first cue would be putting his hand forward. See how his hand's in front of the horn there a little bit, and that's his first cue to go. And then he would squeeze a little bit, and rather than squeeze harder, you saw him take the end of that Makati rope, and Eric smacked his own legs, because that's, you know, that's usually enough. And you want to have somewhere to go from there, you know, because you're only as soft as what you start with. If you start with a big kick to go, you're always going to need a big kick to go, which is not what we want to do. And it just causes resentment in the horses and stuff. You ambush them. That's not any good. See how he's just kind of tapping his own knee there. See. Now, if he was balking or something, it didn't go. He would accelerate, and he'd probably do that over under. And actually, you see how he just tapped in there a little bit. See, he's trying to get him to speed up a little bit. Just change speeds. Just you work at one thing at a time, you know. Now he's just flexing him a little bit. Good boy. See, I praised him there, pet him on the neck. And you notice he's really just using the one hand at a time. And we bump. We don't do steady pulls, because a horse can lean against a steady pull and they can't lean against a bump. It's kind of like pumping the brakes on a car, you know. Suppose if you just jam on the brakes, you could lock the tires, but if you pump the brakes, the chance of you locking the tires isn't going. Horses can't lean on a bump, so you don't get into a battle with them. That's what you don't want to do. See how he just put his hand forward there. He was just trying to get him to pay attention there. And when Eric clucks like that, that tells the horse that, hey, I'm asking for something. You need to search your memory, and do you feel my leg on you? Am I, like he's doing it over under right now? Do you see that? You know, whatever. This means go or something, right? So now you can see Buddy. I don't know if you see there's Cody in the background. He's got hay, and so Buddy was looking at the hay wagon.
Stuck right here.
Yeah, he's kind of stuck right there. And what he'll do is, like, okay, this is where he's stuck. You see how he's doing the over-under? He keeps wanting to come back this area. He probably wants to come back this area and stop and take a break. Okay, Buddy does, the horse. And so he keeps coming back here because he thinks that's where it's either because of the gates right here or he wants to take a break. He associates that with taking a break, this vicinity. So what Eric's doing is, yeah, what Eric's doing is instead of pulling him away, he's just, when he gets in that area that he thinks is, that the horse thinks is a rest, he just puts a little pressure on it. Like, see right now, he's putting a little pressure because now he changed. He said, maybe I can rest in the center. This guy's a little bit like on the quiet side, this horse, like as far as not wanting to race around and stuff. See, he just bumped him just a hair, and he had already sat back in the saddle and gave the cue to stop, and then he waited for it, but then he just bumped a little bit and got him to step back. So that's the cue, that's the first cue to go. Now he's squeezing his leg a little bit, and now he's wiggling the rope, and he went off, so then he released it all. And so now he's trying to get him to pick up the pace just a hair. He wanted to come back to that spot and rest, yeah. So he just, yeah, you're trying to get him over there, right? Yeah, so he's trying to change it to over here. It's just an exercise. It's just a teaching the horse to seek a behavior and to think. Because once they learn one thing and they know that they get released with it, and that could be anything, could be flexing their head or whatever, that once they know that, that's in their repertoire. And when you cluck, they may offer different behaviors that they know, you know. And so we're just trying to get them in that thinking frame of mind. A lot of petting like this, just a lot of waiting. You know, this is a young horse. Like I said, he's 3. And I know that you get a lot of people, you get some people out there who just really want you to start horses at 4 or 5. It's a lot harder on them. And this is the kind of riding we do. See, he just bumped him there because he's looking over here, over to the left. And he's asking him, but he's ignoring him. So now he's just gonna bump, 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 bump. And then when he gives, he'll release. There, like that. There, and he said, good, and it's over. And people ask, can you know, there's a bunch of people that don't want to ride with any bits or anything, bitless bridles. And I mean, you could ride, you know, if you're like a weekend rider or something like that, or a couple times a month, or probably could ride your horse almost indefinitely in a rope halter. Now, it depends on how good or bad your hands are, and good or bad your releases, and good or how black and white your cues are. If they're really gray, you know, these are all going to cause problems. But you don't necessarily fix them with a bit, though, either. You know, not in my mind, like those kind of things. We would just use a bit so we could be even lighter and more subtle. Yeah, so he's doing nicely here. It's a beautiful day today. This is, what is it, May 29th today. 2025. Yeah, see, there's the first cue, forward. Yep. Stay good, that's all it is. Now he's trying to get him to pick up the pace just a hair. He's doing what we call turtle walking there. Walking like a turtle. Hey buddy, how you doing? See, so now Eric is just clucking and doing that thing and telling him, like, there's pressure here, you better move. Rather than yanking him out of here, it just puts a little pressure on him, and then the horse changes his mind and says, well, that's a bad idea, I don't want to stand here. So this is how we start horses. And like when people get all bugged up about us riding a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, this is the kind of rides that we end up doing with them. The majority are like this, and they're not that long, whatever we're trying to teach. And we'll do some schooling rides like this, and it all depends on the horse. You know, we might do six rides, maybe could be 4, 6, 8, something like that, in the round pen. And then we get out, because the horses get bored actually, and you don't want the horse to get fatigued with this whole thing, you know, where they're just like going, oh my gosh, how many times are we going to go around this circle, you know, because horses are really smart. And so we can tell, like, when they start getting bored and we need to get out. Then when you go out, when you're out in nature, they really usually get distracted and all that kind of stuff. And so then you deal with that. So we want to have enough of a handle on them to where they understand some basic cues and stuff, so that when they get out like that, they just don't panic, like, and all of a sudden feel some pressure on them and just lose their mind. We'd like to explore some of that stuff in a controlled environment, like in this round pen here. I see he's just bumping there, and he's bracing against him and pulling the other way. There. And I like I say in a lot of the videos too, I really don't edit these. I like to show them real time, so you kind of see what's going on. It's one thing to take a horse that knows how to do it and show like what it's supposed to look like or something, you know, and then it's quite another thing to show what can actually happen and not edit it down. It's like, I think sometimes when people edit the videos, it's kind of like watching a home improvement video, and it makes it look like the bathroom took 20 minutes to do, you know, and you really don't see all the struggles. So that's what we like to show, because you can really see. And it's just a lot of patience, and you know, you can see he's pretty quiet about this. See, now he pitched the reins because he did it really well there. So he pitched the reins. See that? That's the ultimate release there. Well, the ultimate would be to get off the saddle and take the saddle off and everything. But pitching it like that is a big one, and the horses realize it. Sometimes you don't. When we help people and train people, people fidget their hands, you know, all the time. A lot of them, they'll fidget the rope and everything, and they don't even realize that they're still. The horse thinks they may be asking something, so that the horse is trying to tune things out. So when you pitch the reins on their neck, you know, it's a clear signal. See how he pitched it there? Because he gave real nice. And he'll just wait. He's nibbling on his thing, so he's just like bumping him a little bit. There. That's one of this horse's issues. That looks, you know, innocent and everything, but he's trying to. When horses bite each other's front legs or back legs, they try to buckle the other horse down, and it's kind of like a wrestling and pinning someone's shoulders to the ground. They want them to buckle down, and they get on top of them, and you know, so it's all like a mock play. And this guy's been doing that with people, and it's hard to, you know, you have to extinguish that. And the slightest encouragement of it or acceptance of something will cause him to do it more, start up again. And he just noticed someone moving off the camera there. There, so I pitched those reins again. See that? Whoops, I'll try to get a little closer so you can see. See, so it's one hand at a time and bumping. See, so he's just correcting a little bit there. There, and I just pitched it, see? See how, yeah, you just pitched it again, see? He's going to do it again there, the other side here. And when he gives to it, see, he's still bracing there. When he gives it, Eric just pitch those reins. See, just release there. And this is how you do it when you're first starting out. You really got to be patient with them and just reward little things. He's trying to get him to move a little bit. There you go. Good. And he did this kind of stuff on the ground before he started this. So. We always tell people horses are very sensitive. They can feel a fly land on them. So it's not that they don't necessarily hear you. It's just what I say is a lot of times their voices in their head are screaming louder than what you're asking. I'll back up a little bit again. Here we go. And we'll always end on a good note. So he's bracing against it. See, he's protesting there. He says, no, I don't want to do it. No, no. Saying, no, I don't want to do it. I'm going to push the other way. Because he's got his way a lot. There we go. He's a really nice horse, though. I like this guy a lot. There you go. Now you release. See? It's all about the release. There you go. See, we talk to them too. I know some people say, nah, I don't talk to horses, but they can pick up on what you're saying really well.
Couldn't teach him this on the ground because he kept trying to bite me.
Yeah, Eric said he couldn't teach us some on the ground because he kept trying to bite him.
Now he's trying to bite my foot.
Yeah, he's trying to bite his foot. He's really mouthy and bites, and he keeps accelerating it. He'll keep biting you, and he'll actually do teeth and everything. So. And what's tricky with horses like this when they do this mock combat with other horses, they go back and forth and they'll bite each other and they'll push each other and they do all that kind of stuff. So you gotta kind of when you want to extinguish that or you want that behavior to go away, pushing the horse away, smacking the horse, those kind of things aren't very much different than what another horse would do with the same horse in order to encourage the play and to keep it going. They push each other, they lean on each other, they bite each other back, they smack each other, they climb on each other, they do all this kind of stuff. And so if we do something that the horse interprets as, oh, they want to play too, you're never going to get it extinguished. The best thing to do if you can is is to just I'm trying to think of how to say this, almost ignore it or keep it from happening. And how you would keep it from happening is like, if your horse is always biting you, start with keeping your horse out of your arm's reach so it can't. So it has to walk up to you to do it. And so you work on that, and when you get that real good, where it'll stand quietly like 4 feet away from you, then obviously it can't bite you. And sometimes then the behaviors will go away like that. Or once you get him in saddle, you just work them when they start to do it. He's not ready to do that yet because he's not that far in his training. This is only his second ride, so, but eventually that's what Eric will do. When he goes to do that, he'll start to maybe disengage his hind end or something like that. Anyhow, this is Eric and Buddy. I'm Ed, and you can check out our farm on our website, on my website, walkinghorses.com, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and like and do all that good stuff. I'm going to cut it off here because it's going to get too long, but this is how we typically start a horse. This is Buddy and Eric. Thanks for watching. Should people subscribe? They should. Hey, smash that like button and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.